Most seasons of Ninjago have something called the Fetch Quest, where the ninja may be after some sort of weapon or artifact that they need to take down the big bad of their respective season. Now, there are variations of the Fetch Quest. There are some instances where the ninja just get the weapons or the artifacts because it is readily available to them, or the entire season revolves around getting those items, and that is how they go about the story accordingly. And there are a whole multitude of fantastic weapons and artifacts from across all of these seasons. The Sword of Sanctuary, the Oni masks, the Scrolls of Forbidden Spinjitzu. They are so fantastic and so unique in all different ways, and they stand out for a very good reason. However, what you will find is that in Dragon's Rising, the Fetch Quest has kind of taken a bit of a backseat. There's only been a couple in particular that we've actually got over the course of Dragon's Rising, the main ones being the Dragon Cores from Season 1. But in Season 3, we have had two different of these new weapons that the ninja need to get, the Prismatic Blades, and then by extension, the Reveal Blades. And honestly, they're just kind of bad. And that is going to be today's video. We're going to talk about the Reveal Blades from Dragon's Rising Season 3 Part 2, and why in my opinion, they are just some of the most laziest weapons that we've actually seen within the show. And I'm not trying to be mean, because I do actually have aspects about the Reveal Blades that I like. It's just, when it comes down to it, and when you look at the fine details, there's just not really that much that's unique about them. But for that to all make sense, we need to actually talk about the Prismatic Blades first. So, let me not waste any more of your time, and let's get into the video. The reason why we need to talk about the Prismatic Blades first is because the Reveal Blades are based off of the Prismatic Blades. So, the Prismatic Blades are swords that are made from prismatic steel, and they possess unique abilities associated with their soul energy, because the reason these blades are so unique is because they are infused with that energy, and their main ability was to cut Thunderfang free of his prison, but there are some other abilities associated with certain weapons. But honestly, this kind of goes into the first problem with the Prismatic Blades, because you'll find that they're never really kind of definitive on what these weapons can actually do. And like I said, specific blades seem to have abilities that are not exclusive to the other ones. Best example is the Return Blade, the one that Aaron uses, because it's a smaller blade, which none of the other ones also have, may I add, but this one can return to the user's hand if it is thrown. It is a very specific ability that is only on this one, and we never actually really get to understand why it's the case, but more on the returning ability later. The second unique blade that we got to see was that the green Prismatic Blade was for some reason able to enlarge the crab that had it stuck inside of his tooth, and the crab gained really weird levels of strength because of that blade. So the green one seems to have some sort of enhancement ability to it, and I do think again that's really strange, but at the same time, sure, I guess the green one can do that. And the blue one seemingly has an ability to reanimate a lifeless object into its own sentient being, and that's because we saw it being lodged into Dorama's puppet, and it caused the puppet to come to life and be able to act on its own accord without Dorama's ability. So you'll find that these blades seemingly have some sort of kind of unique aspect to them, and it's really strange to actually note that, because again, you'll even find then that the yellow Prismatic Blade was the one that we saw in Season 2 Part 2, which was the Sword the Shattered, and it has a completely different look, and also is the only blade that was able to actually be broken. So all of them seemingly have their own unique ability in some way. I mean, I've mentioned 4 of the 5, the 5th one doesn't really have much mentioned in the way of unique ability, but the thing is that they all seem to have these unsung kind of aspects to them that they kind of get that unique aspect, and it's interesting if it was just explained more. You could explain most of it just down to the fact that the soul energy, it would obviously be different souls in each of the blades, and maybe all the unique souls create different aspects that come along with them, and for that I will say that is fairly cool, but it does just feel a little bit dumb that we don't really know what they do specifically, and it's kind of just an issue with the Prismatic Blades in general. I mean, Krusty makes a fantastic video about that, so if you want to know more about the Prismatic Blades, go and watch that video. But as a brief thing, the Prismatic Blades were just extremely weird, they have really weird ability sets, and it just never really made too much sense, but at the very least, they felt unique. But at least in the end, they served their purpose, they released Thunderfang, and 4 of the prismatic blades were lost there and then. And as of Season 3 Part 1, the only one that we still had an account for was Arin's return blade. So, for the most part, that was it. But in Season 3 Part 2, the 4 remaining blades were all found by the Finders, and Cole, Frack and Kai take 3 of those 4 ones to be able to use them against the Spectral Dragonians. And honestly, it was fairly cool to see them reintroduced into the story, but that's then kind of where things went downhill. Because even though the prismatic blades were useful in Season 3 Part 1 against the Soul Suckers, they were completely useless against the Spectral Dragonians in Season 3 Part 2. And in my opinion, that's just kind of ridiculous, because they're basically the same type of being, just with a different name. So for the prismatic blades to be useful against one, but completely useless against the other, felt very forced to me, and honestly just never really made a lot of sense. But the thing is that it had to be the case, because when they realized that the prismatic blades weren't exactly doing much, the only thing they really got from it was the fact that they could see the Spectral Dragonians, they realized that they needed to do something more with them, and hence the Reveal Blades. But what are the Reveal Blades? They are 2 of the prismatic blades being used by Imperium, or more specifically the Advanced System Labs. The thing is that they somehow caught wind of the Spectral Dragonians, and they decided that prismatic steel would be the way to be able to defeat them. The thing is that they never had enough prismatic steel to actually do anything about it, but when Kai and Frack and Cole turned up with their prismatic blades, they immediately locked onto them, and they wanted to be able to do their experiment to make them better. And they did. So Kai and Frack's blades were actually turned into Reveal Blades. And this is exactly where, in my opinion, the laziness starts to begin when it comes down to them. Because the thing is that the Reveal Blades are quite literally just the prismatic blades, but just with a complete retexture. And of course, haha, they need to sell the new thing in the sets. But the thing is that in my opinion, these Reveal Blades revealed, zing, the fact that they just didn't really know what to do with them. When you look at the ability set of the Reveal Blades, you realize that it is quite literally just the prismatic blades, but also just kind of a blended version of them. The thing is that they are self-described as something to be able to take out ghosts. And I will say that also is inherently kind of lazy to me, because it's basically just the Aero Blades from Season 5. But the thing is that all the abilities of the Reveal Blades is just seemingly just something from the prismatic blades before. And on paper, you may be sat there going, well, there's nothing wrong with that. They are the prismatic blades, like I said. But you would actually be wrong when you say that, because the Reveal Blades are implied to all have the abilities of Arin's return prismatic blade, which these 2 aren't. The thing is that we don't actually know which 2 were actually made into the Reveal Blades. The only one we know for a fact isn't a Reveal Blade is the returning blade of Arin's, because it was destroyed by Arin a few episodes before. But the thing is that the Reveal Blade that Kai uses acts like the returning prismatic blade. He throws it and it comes right back to his hand. What also just feels kind of inherently lazy to me is the fact that the Reveal Blades also of course have the ability to see the Spectral Dragonians. The only difference is that it gives us basically a red filter on the screen instead of a blue or purple one that the Prismatic Blades did. So again, holding the exact same ability, it didn't really do anything unique. And the final thing it necessarily does is destroy Spectral Dragonians. But at the same time, again, the effect that it has on the Spectral Dragonians is identical to the effect that the Prismatic Blade had on the Soul Suckers in Season 3 Part 1. So when you actually look at these blades on paper, you realize very quickly that there is nothing truly unique about the Reveal Blades, and they could have done something that actually made it better, and they could have had something that really made it distinct from the other blades that came before. And that is just where I feel like there's just an inherent problem with the Reveal Blades. The fact is that there is no unique ability to these weapons, but the thing is that they are hyped up in accordance with that. And that is just kind of where I'm kind of just disappointed. I just wanted something more, and you will find that the Reveal Blades actually had nothing in the way of anything unique for them. And not only is it a case of they get these 2 Reveal Blades and they kind of just run off with them and there's nothing really more said and done about them, the only thing you really get in reference to them is Wildfire just saying that she likes the blade. But the thing is that you could kind of then open the gates even further. If Kai and Frack discovered that the Reveal Blades worked, why didn't they go and put Coles in the thing as well and get a 3rd Reveal Blade for someone else? Hell, why didn't they get the 4th one back from the Finders and also make that one into a Reveal Blade so they had 4 of them? The thing is that they get these 2 and that's just kind of it. It really does just come across to me that the reveal blades were made just simply to just kind of get out of the way of the fact that there was something in the sets that they needed to sell. The thing is that there are so many sets that we got for Season 3 Part 2 which have people using the reveal blades. Whereas in the show, the only users of them is Frack, Kai and Wildfire. In the sets, you also get to see Aaron use one, Cole use one, Drix use one, Kerr use one, and Lloyd use one. So it just kind of begs the question, why didn't we get to see the other prismatic blades make into reveal blades if they really wanted to bank in on these new weapons? It just never really made a lot of sense, and honestly just kind of left me disappointed. And this is where my head went. I don't want to be entirely critical of the reveal blades because it just feels very negative, and I just don't really want the channel just to be negativity. The thing is that I do like the reveal blades conceptually. It just feels like there could have been some differences made. Also, the design is cool. So let me present you with something, because this is how I would have made the reveal blades better and also more unique in their own individual way. And let me know whether or not you agree with it or not, because I do think it's an interesting concept to actually look at. Instead of having the reveal blades essentially just be the prismatic blades reskinned with the returning blades ability, you could actually utilize what we actually got to see of the prismatic blades in the season before. Because the whole thing is that the reveal blades were just enhanced for great effectiveness. So have them utilize all the things that we never really got confirmed when it came to the prismatic blades. Instead of having the reveal blades just have the returning blades ability, you could have given the reveal blades some sort of energy based ability. Think like a wave of energy that they could slice through like we get to see with the actual blades themselves. Instead of having them just be kind of just swords, have them do what we got to see prior, because we see Dorama and the crab have the energy effect that presumably came from the prismatic blades. Have the reveal blades have a similar energy like effect. Have it so when Kai or Frack or Wildfire actually wave the sword, you actually get to see an energy effect actually go towards, say, Spectral Dragonians. Have this be some sort of elemental power, well, not exactly elemental, but you know what I mean, but just some sort of energy-based attack that actually has some sort of greater effect and honestly just makes it more useful, because by that, you could make the weapons more ranged than the returning blades. And go one step further even again. Of course, they're the only way to get rid of Spectral Dragonians. Why not go even a step further and do something in similar vein to what the Oni found when it comes to the power of creation? Have them be afraid of the reveal blade's power. When the reveal blades are used, they clearly have some sort of light up effect. Have that lighting make them almost afraid of the weapons, because not only then would it make them more powerful than the prismatic blades and really demonstrate that they are more effective, you could also then have that then coincide with, like I said, with the energy based attacks. Have it so they're afraid of the blades, and that is how they realize that they can actually fire this energy at the Dragonian warriors and destroy them that way. In my opinion, it would just be a perfect way to really demonstrate the fact that they are truly upgraded. Have them really become more unique and have them become more of an interesting feat when it comes to Season 3 Part 2. Because, like I said, as it stands, it just feels like a really weird blend of what the prismatic blades were. Just more messy and just more inconsistent than ever before. Because, as it currently stands, they just raise so many different questions to me. And that is why I feel like, on an overall, these weapons just feel lazy. Because like I said, in their current form and in the end, the reveal blades just feel unexplained, not unique, and just kind of like they had to be there. It feels like they almost had to have some sort of way to actually get them within the show, and this was the way that they figured it out. And it does just feel like they could have done more, especially because, like I said, Ninjago is so known for these fantastic weapons and these fantastic artifacts. It feels like, honestly, the reveal blades are some of the worst ones we've ever gotten, purely just because it feels like we don't really know enough about them, and what we do know about them just doesn't really feel all that unique. But just like that is why I think the reveal blades are just kind of inherently lazy, and also, to an extent, what you could do to fix them. And I would love to know what you guys think. Do you like the reveal blades? Do you not like the reveal blades? Is there anything else that you would like to add to them, or is there anything that you would like to think would be nice in the way of clearing them up and making them more memorable when it comes down to it? Because like I said, as it stands, the reveal blades are probably one of my least favorite weapons we've seen in the show, just purely down to the fact it feels like we just don't know enough about them, and what we do, it just doesn't feel like enough. But that is about it for today, you guys, and thank you very much for watching. Take care. Okay, bye!